Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Move it out. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jollof. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come up. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect it private. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. But now them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
All of us. In 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe. Both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development in the case of India and Pakistan, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland. Each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for the independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on and on and on.
Ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ. Nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ, wee na-ata ikikere eze. Nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ. Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị mmiri. Okwu ebepụ ya isi. Anyị pụta anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo. Ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha sị maka ha gaa n'ihu. Elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọya nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ. Anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị. Anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri, kama kọstọm juru ebe niile. Ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ. Anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie. Anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị. onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị agha isi na-ekwu ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị. Akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke, akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba, nna nke dị nsọ, onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị, bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe, bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ, bịa ka iwe tịtụ ozu. Ọ bụ ogo ụwa mgbe m milere Goliath, Chineke nna nke igwe ruo ememila Fero, site otu a mee ka Fero ka ọ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị ga-ebi ka o wee taa akọkọ ikiri ụtọ ọzọ. Ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume. Ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ. Ọ bụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa, nwunye ọbụla kere gị n'oge mmalite n'oge ọgwụgwụ, kama anyị onwe anyị kwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie, kama ka aka na-ebu gị na-anọgide ebe obodo. Ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were anya isi, anyị wee na-asị na nke dị nsọ. Bịa ka iwe gosi anyị dị afọ na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ. Bịa ka iwe na-ekebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị. Bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa, ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu abịa ma.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very quick evening program. I wish you all advance Merry Christmas. It is a festive period. So many of us are busy celebrating, looking up to family and friends and reaching out. Whichever one you are doing, keep on doing what you are doing and be very careful and mindful. I thank everyone that have joined us on this very quick one this very evening. As we know that the tension is high, the attack against the Biafrans have increased. They attack us physically, spiritually, mentally, and otherwise. We are getting attacked even in our platforms. It is not easy. In the Biafran platforms, the attack has intensified, coming from inside, coming from outside, coming from the angle that you never expect. But we will never give up. So I thank everyone that have been able to join us this very evening. I appreciate you all for being able to connect. And I pray that Chukwu Kabiama will help us to continue to spread the gospel as much as we can and continue to stand strong. So we have come back this evening to continue to enlighten the Biafran people and to encourage those of us that are still standing strong even at this particular period. This is a very tempting time, a very terrible time that if you are not strong, you cannot be able to continue on this very journey. If you are not strong with things that we are seeing, if you are genuine from your bottom of your heart, you want Biafra genuinely from the bottom of your heart, I know that you will not be happy with what is happening. When you see Biafrans, those who are discouraged, those who have decided to sit back and watch, those who have decided not to do anything, they just sit back, I don't blame them. It is not easy. But what I say is that if you cannot be able to face the heat, there's no problem, you can take a break. Take a break. But if you can be able to go on, continue to do what you have to do. The heat is going to be even harder than you are seeing. It is going to be tougher than what you are seeing today. But as long as you are standing strong, we are standing together, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. No matter what happens, we will overcome. So my fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you're watching from, we come this evening to continue still on the same thing we talked about in the morning, continuous awareness and continuous encouragement of the Biafran people. And this evening we say, silent genocide now. Silent genocide now. Nigeria normalizes the killing of Christians. Nigeria is normalizing the genocide of Christians. The loss of life of Christians in Nigeria is becoming normal. Every day, just when you think that things are getting better, you will just realize that it is getting worse. When you think that the battle is getting better, you will wake up and you realize that it is even worse than you can ever imagine. As we speak, attack is still going on in Biafra land against the Biafran people, against Christians generally. There is a heavy attack. It is much more disturbing because what we are seeing today is that the government of the day is normalizing it. It is becoming normal in Nigeria. When you speak about the attack against Christians, people don't take it serious anymore. People are not moved. People don't see it as something serious. They just take it as one of those things that always happen. People don't even take it to heart. That is how bad it is. So wherever you are, you must know that it is your responsibility to stand up and do what you have to do. Don't allow anybody to distract you. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. And you must be security conscious at every given point in time. Wherever you are at any particular point in time, you must be security conscious. Very, very important. More especially this Christmas period. The warning has been coming from international bodies, coming from international organizations, coming from different kinds of angles. And it is important that we pay attention to this information, because if you don't pay attention, you're going to be used as a scapegoat. The attack against the Christians is not slowing down. It is much more disturbing because when we see the approach of the US, some of us, personally, I am worried. I'm worried about the approach that the United States is taking. Because the more you allow these people to buy time, the more dangerous the situation becomes. The more life is being lost. Every blessed day, more life is being lost. We continue to hear of attack here and there. And when you look at the approach of Nigerian government that the US is allowing them to take action, they will not do anything. How can they take action when we are still hearing that the National Security Advisor is the one today arming the terrorists? The Fulani terrorists. The NSA took responsibility of arming them. I didn't say it. I played the video in the morning. Somebody, one Nigerian, a well-known activist in Nigeria also spoke about that. So when you look at all these things, when you see these things happening, you will realize that the situation of Nigeria is not going to get better any soon. It is going to get worse. It is going to get worse. And it is a wake-up call for you to wake up from your slumber. Wake up. If you are sleeping, you have to wake up and know that there is no more time. No time to play around, no time to joke around. This is not time for partying. This is not time for merriment. This is a serious moment that serious actions need to be taken. And that is why we will never relent in our pursuit for the freedom of Biafra. I will never relent in my speech on the issue of Biafra. You also, you don't have to relent. I know it is not easy. It is very, very difficult. So many of us have lost friends. So many of us have lost businesses. So many of us have lost family members because of this journey. So many of us have lost great opportunities because of this journey. But the level we have gotten to today, it is time to go back. That is why no matter the situation, No matter the disagreement, it will never make me to stop speaking about the cause of our freedom. Wherever the freedom is going to come, Chukwu Okike Abiyama alone knows how it's going to come. Our Supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it, that Biafra is going to come in such a way that no man is going to take glory. No man is going to, we are only going to do what we're supposed to do as men. As I am here speaking, doing my own part, some other people are there doing the one they feel is the right one to do. Many people are on the ground doing their own part. Our collective effort, at the end of the day, will bear fruit. But whatever you are doing, don't ever go back. Don't ever go back. Continue to stand strong. Continue to stand strong. Don't ever go back. Because any act of retreat is a death sentence. We cannot retreat, not now. We have gone too far to retreat. We have gone too far to retreat. Wherever you are, whichever platform you are, continue to hold on to what you can do and do your best. The insecurity in Nigeria, the atrocities against Biafrans, against the Christians, is not dying down. In fact, it is increasing. And most importantly is this very festive period. Please, wherever you find yourself, be very, very security cautious. Today, nobody can be trusted. You know, for a very long time, we have been calling Nigeria a terrorist government, Nigerian government, a terrorist government. They are military, terrorist military, but people don't believe. But today, every day, you hear policemen arrested in terrorism. Some of them indicted and they took their own life. They commit suicide. We have seen on several occasions, many revelations are still coming. But these are things we have been talking about for a very long time. People don't believe us. But we thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama today. As it stands today, the truth can no longer be hidden. The truth can no longer be hidden. No matter what the enemies are doing, no matter what they say, nobody can hide the truth. Every single day you continue to hear about terrorist attack. Even today, there's another terrorist attack. Terrorist attack. Today, they attacked civil defense outposts in Niger State and they took their rifle. The terrorists attacked civil defense outposts in Niger State and they took away their rifle. This is how they disarm the Nigerian military. Every time they continue to disarm them and they take over their arms, they use the arms and they come against the citizens of the nation. Nigerian government is not ready and will never be ready to fight these terrorists. That is why some of us, we are very worried the way the United States is going about it. All these discussions with the government, it's not going to yield any fruit. It is not going to yield any fruit. This is a country that was built on lie. Country that was built on lie and propaganda. And they continue to follow that lie and propaganda every day. Nothing good will ever come out from Nigeria. Nothing. Abduction happening every single day. Go to their news. A family of abducted workers plead for help as government demand 500 million ransom. You can imagine the humongous amount that these terrorists are demanding. Where are this family going to get 500 million ransom to pay? 500 million ransom. That is what the terrorists are demanding. It is sad. And in the midst of this, what do you hear? Negotiation. You can never hear that these terrorists will attack. Up to this moment, there is no plan to take on these very terrorists. Nobody has any plan anyway. I urge every one of us, Biafran people, lovers of freedom, sincere and genuine citizens, including one Nigerians, those that has conscience. It is a festive period. Christians across Nigeria, you must be very careful, be watchful wherever you are, and be ready to defend yourself. Nobody is going to defend you. Prepare to defend yourself because nobody is going to defend you. With the way Nigeria is going, with the way things are happening, if you allow yourself to be kidnapped, you're on your own. More especially our Igbo people. Now, government can help others to pay their ransom. What of you, an Igbo man? Once they hear that name, Igbo, Chuku, nobody's gonna talk about you. And even if when your family raised that ransom and pay, you will not be released. We have had the case of the 2 women that were being abducted, and up till now they have not been released, even after ransom have been paid. After ransom have been paid, they refuse to release them. The situation is terrible, and it is getting worse every day. It is getting worse. Wherever you are, whoever you are, if you care about humanity, please join us to our call for the end of the contraption called Nigeria. Join us to call for the end to the contraption called Nigeria, because it is not going to get better anytime soon. It is never going to get better. It will get worse. Every single day, you will continue to hear more terrible news than what you have heard before. And that is why we urge everybody, more especially the Biafran people, to remain vigilant. Remain vigilant. The contraption called Nigeria is not for you. It's not for me. And we must not play into their hand. Do not play into their hand. It will be a sad thing for any one of us that have made it to today, 23rd of December. Today, 23rd, some of us are already in 24th. 24th of December. Just some few days more to the end of the year. Some few days more. If you allow yourself to be taken out, you're on your own. If you allow your life to be lost at this time, to be sad. Nobody is supposed to lose his life carelessly at this point in time. Nobody is supposed to be found wanting at this point in time. For the fact that Chukwu Okike gave us the grace to make it to this point, my prayer is that every one of us, regardless who you are, I pray that Chukwu Okike will have mercy and allow us to enter into 2026. Let us see what 2026 will bring. The attack of this Christmas is going to be massive. And you know the enemies, they come from inside, from outside. Some of us who are here are already feeling it. We are already getting the attacks. We are already getting the informations flying right, left, and center. What I'm saying is not to scare you, but for you to prepare yourself. I'm not trying to make you afraid. I'm not trying to make you scared. I just want you to get ready for what is coming. Because it is not going to be a child's play. It's not going to be a child's play, not at all. So, my fellow Biafrans, we must continue to be steadfast, continue to speak, continue to encourage one another, and continue to pray for our leaders, more especially Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama, who has given them to us, will continue to guide and protect them, continue to secure them, continue to strengthen them. Pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama, who has given them to us, will make them strong and keep them until they come and join us as soon as possible. The Zoological Republic of Nigeria is not meant for you. It's not meant for me. But in as much as they don't want us, are we going to destroy ourselves? No. We don't have to destroy ourselves. That is why sometimes when I call for unity, no matter what your brother have done to you, don't fight against your brother. No matter what your sister have done, don't fight against her. Let everybody be and continue to pursue our freedom the way they feel is okay for them. However you feel you can go ahead and get this freedom at this point in time, go ahead. Go ahead. Nobody is stopping you. Anything you know you can do to make our freedom come, go ahead and do it. I'm in support. I will not come here to use my platform to attack anybody or person. I will only say my own view, my own opinion. You equally have your own opinion, and you are entitled to it. And the reason why I always call people in or put a link for people to join is for people to air their opinion. When they air their opinion, the whole world will be listening. All the Biafran people will be listening. And the Biafran people will continue to digest to know which is good and which is bad. Including those who claim to be in power, they will equally listen. And they can be able to learn one or two things from what you say. Nobody is the master of knowledge. Nobody can claim that he or she knows it all. Every one of us have one area where we are falling short. Every one of us have one area where we are falling short. But we must try as much as possible to be tolerant. Let us listen to this very news from their media. You know, evening like this, we always go into their news media and we listen to what they have in their media. Let us listen and hear the information they have on this place.
If in Niger State, as the remaining 130 persons who were abducted from St. Mary's Catholic School, Papiri in Niger State, have regained their freedom. This is exactly 2 weeks after the first batch of 100 abductees were released from captivity. The 130 persons were presented to Governor Mohammed Ago at Government House Mina by the representative of the National Security Advisor, Major General Adamu Laka. Joining us live from Niger State for more on the release of the school children is Arise correspondent Charles Eruka. Good morning, Charles. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Lagos.
Excellent. All right, Charles, can you just share with us, I know yesterday the media aide to the principal of the school was talking about receiving the children, whether or not they've been handed over from the governor to the school and then, of course, onward to their parents. Has this happened, and have you been able to speak to any of the parents at this time?
It hasn't happened yet because the children and the other abductees are here in Minna, the state capital. But the itinerary is that today they will be moved from Minna to Kontagora, where they'll be handed over to the proprietor of the institution of the school, and onward to Pakiri, where the children and the staff members who were abducted along with them will now be handed over to their families. So that is what the situation is like today. Of course, we don't have any of the parents, at least to the best of my knowledge, we don't have any of the parents here in will be over there in Papiri community to receive their children, their wards, and family members when they are finally brought back to them today. So we've not had that opportunity of having a conversation with them because they are not within reach at the moment. But hopefully, as the day progresses, we will have more information on that, where they are, and then hopefully too, we should be able to have that conversation with the members of the families of the hostages that have just been released.
Right, Charles. Let's talk about numbers. They said they've released 130. By some calculation, I think Gideon Igalo referenced this, a couple of other people have talked about it. They're saying we still have some students remaining. What is going on? Have all the students that have been released before now been matched with their parents? What's the data syncing like between the parents and the students that have been released? Thirdly, what has the school said? Is this the full complement of everybody released? And can they also update us on the data set of those that were kidnapped initially?
All right. So, Rufai, it's been a game of numbers. There is a discrepancy somewhere, cropped up somewhere. So let's
imagine discrepancy.
315 persons were said to have been abducted.
315.
Then, 50 of those children escaped from captivity. Afterwards, on the 8th of December, 100 were released, making it 150. Yesterday, we now had 130 released. So that makes it 280, leaving us with a deficit of 35. So what happened to the remaining 35 if everybody has been released from captivity? Now, between when these school children and members of staff of their school were abducted and the first release, which happened on the 8th of December, they were abducted on the 21st, and then the first batch was released on the 8th of December. Now, within those 2 odd weeks, a lot of things happened. There was improper documentation, that's what I gathered. And then there was a lot of misinformation because there are different channels of communication, and we had lots of misinformation passing from one channel to the other. And that is why we now had a discrepancy. But then as for the details, the detail.
This is very funny. Imagine students that were abducted from a school. If there is any other organization that will have the accurate number of their pupils, it is the school. The school have accurate data of their pupils. They are not supposed to make any mistake at all. This is a school where they make roll call. Almost every day, you have a roll call of your students. You know how many students who are in your school. You know how many children who come to school and those who did not come. Those who are on holidays and those who did not come. Every school make daily roll call. Daily roll call. How can you have a mistake in numbers with 35 extra human beings? How can you explain that you made a mistake of giving more than 35 human beings? And all you can come and tell us, they have all been released and there is discrepancies. Only in Nigeria will you hear this kind of nonsense. Only in Nigeria will you hear this kind of nonsense. They said that 315 was kidnapped. But today they have decided to pull everything down at the end of the day, today, is only 280 that have been released. And with that 280, they are telling us that they have released all the people. And now the only explanation they had was they had a problem with the number. There were discrepancies. This is not a market, though. It's not a market. It's not just like people they make in a village where you say they might not have the accurate number. This is a school that have roll call every blessed day. A school that have the data of the children that come to school. It's not supposed to take them more than a second to know the number of their students are there and not there. Now you see, when we say that Nigeria is not a country, has never been and will never be, it is these kinds of things. When you see this kind of nonsense being spoken about in the media, presenting fake figures, fake numbers, fake agreements, they owe nobody an explanation. The only thing he's telling you is that they have the frequencies. What a shame. What a shame.
In themselves, no one has been able to explain to us why we had that discrepancy. But from what I gathered, some of the parents were asked to come forward to explain whether or not their children are safe. Many of those parents either did not get the information or were reluctant to come forward for personal security reasons. At the end of the day, some children that were probably not abducted were actually documented as abducted. So these are some of the reasons given as to why we have a larger number of those who have been abducted and then a smaller number by comparison of those who have been released. What we know for sure, what we've been told, is that there is no one in captivity at the moment. But not until we are able to get to Papiri community, then we'll have a clearer picture as far as this game of numbers is concerned.
Thank you very much for this update. I mean, definitely this is going to be a cause of concern, being that there's clearly a discrepancy here with 35 still unaccounted for. That being said, there's clearly going to be palpable celebration in Niger State, much especially in Papiri, with the confirmed release or recapture or the saving of the people who we do know have been safely taken by the government. I know you said that at this point they haven't been able to speak publicly, that is the children who were kidnapped, also their families. But if you could speculate, I know just as a rule of thumb, we shouldn't really be speculating, but because we haven't been able to hear from them directly as yet, do you suspect that the reason why we haven't been able to speak to them, especially the ones who were released before now, is that because they are unwilling to talk to the public? Do you feel as though there's a lack of willingness for them to share their experiences? Or do you think this is coming from the states and perhaps even federal government? Because it would be useful actually to hear what their experiences were like, find out how it happened, how they felt when they were first captured, what information they had, if at all, what type of abuse they were exposed to when they were captured. So can you talk to us about why it is we can't hear from them directly as yet?
At the moment, we are in, quotes, the custody of officials of the Office of the National Security Advisor, who handed them over to the state government. So technically, they are in the custody of the state government now. They cannot speak on their own as long as they are in the custody of the state government. Therefore, it is the state government that will be, it's the state government talking to us at the moment. So what we know comes from the Office of the National Security Advisor and the national state government.
The terrorist sponsor.
Not until when they are handed over to the authority of the school from where they were abducted in Kotagora today, and then later in the day, hopefully, when they'll be handed over to their families, that is probably when they will have the freedom to share their experiences. But now that they are still in the custody of the state government, they are not at liberty to speak to the media at the moment.
All right, thank you. That's very useful information. We look forward to updates once, as you've given us outlined the itinerary for them once they've been handed over to the proprietor and then further on to their parents. Hopefully, we also have an opportunity to get the state of the children. We asked earlier for the last whether they were going through psychological support, just that therapy for them, having gone through that kind of experience. Well, thank you very much for your time with us, Charles. That's been very informative.
That is the zoological republic for you. That is the zoological republic for you. A country that is so corrupt, they can't even give you an accurate number. Everything is a guess. Everything is in secrecy. They make everything secret. You can't ask questions. You can't follow up. You can't do anything. It is sad. But that is what you have in the contraption called Nigeria. And there's nothing anybody can do.
Marks of departure from the treatment of monthly families and promoting their souls. Very fine, thank you. So, Merry Christmas, 17 So, let's go. I don't know whether it's something that we don't know what we actually stand for, and that's why we just need any president that comes to don't care about the terrorism issue. The one thing I believe is this serious, and the third one is that this is as a serious concern. Yeah, but I don't think it was a mistake. It was the one that actually used police to deal with everybody that wasn't really like his faith, and was also working with the bandits and the kidnappers. So you get something of that nature. I don't know why the government system, that was action, that was most people within the government and outside the government to get more interested. And so when they are commercializing, people are like, we are found that shows like some senators, they are actually behind this thing. And they are giving some people POS to go and collect money on behalf of people. And of course, the DSS. Actually, by the way, the political, but at the same time, because of their antecedents and because they have not made such position. And that's the way I perceive it. Let's start doing the needful. Let's start going through the normal process of electing any people for political office. That's the way I perceive it. But what do you think? But we want it. Can you tell me who did that the president did not know the atrocities that this man committed when he was the governor of that state? They are aware of it. For me, they were using the police and the ex-state actually confirmed it that his boss was using the police to harass the citizens and some people that didn't like their faith. And also, from going about this lucrative business. What do you think? What do you want to tell these people? The truth is that if the government is so serious and ready to stop these people, the moment you start killing the majority of these people and you find out that they are doing overnight and they cannot actually move the game to stop. What is showing? When if you really back and you the story that's without cultural issue, you will say that by the time we do all of the Nigerian police was confirmed in that area, it refused to cut the call and make any statement. So that must mean that most of these short cases are working with these people. These are the things. And there's no serious attack, there's no serious issue we need to make sure that we actually take these people squarely. How can we be comfortable that some people can just gather themselves in this country and start relating and start creating problems, killing Nigerians? I know we get to our cause and there's nothing being done. That's why community becoming escalating every day and aggravating. If we start calculating that try to address this issue, and then because of Mr. President, we find a solution to it. Let Mr. President go to the northern part of the country and start the area and make the temperature. We
on reality. We are talking about 2027 election. Enough is enough in this country. Enough is enough.
Now, let's go back to the government saying that we should start treating bandits as terrorist organization. Why do you think it's taking them this long?
Because the majority of the people in government are involved. Let's face reality. The government is so bad in mention one or two. Let those two people arrested and are leave. When you look at the former governor of Sokoto or Odoso, we have I don't know. Then he has left 20 years ago. That's not working and we still are working with him. Don't show that you have back and back. We should have arrested that. And there's no need to be. That's why these people taking part in joy. And the thing they can do and not do. When the government is saying it's not doing anything, it will show that people in the government and the people in the position of authority, they are enough. They are enough. Enough is enough. See, what better than that? This is being a common man. Don't take the blood and arrest these people. Why do I get to know you are arresting them? Why get to know? This is what I'm not in mind. Like talking about government, like talking about government, like we will get that people. I don't know. And when you say, oh, why are you deceiving us? Why can't you say reality? Why are they just people being mentioned? And if people say, well, you try them and you make them explain to us. That's what we see ourselves in this country. We are deceiving ourselves.
And obviously, it's not enough for you to start pronouncing that you start treating these people as a terrorist organization. There is more that needs to be done, and most importantly, that list that the whole Nigeria that has become a national discourse. That
Can I ask one question, sir? How long do you think we have been talking about this? This is over 15 years ago. We have been telling what we have been. Who we have been with? Why can't you publish now? And if we do, arrest these people and try to interrogate them. And anybody that is not involved in it, and everybody will let them believe it. Why would it not happen in a well-organized system? Why we continue to deceive ourselves? Why we continue just to start killing ourselves without no justification? Why are we struggling ourselves as a country? Why can't we have a replacement? Enough is enough. It's not good. It's uncomfortable. This country is running. Nothing is working. We are in the period of festive mode. Nothing is working. But we know all that we will pay. How much can we continue to be saying that? Let them believe the rich. Where is the rich? Who is your good belief? You think Mr. President? Who is your good belief? Nigerians is tired of what the Nigerians are tired of what is. Enough is enough. We have been talking about that 15 years ago in this banditry of us. I don't know when we have to continue like this. Let's stop fooling ourselves. We are dealing with lives, human being lives, not animals.
now the U.S. President Donald Trump says threatened some weeks ago that he would come into Nigeria, guns blazing, to deal decisively with these people. But it looks like the threats of gun blazing may have died down, and if the story we've heard of some diplomats or some delegates to Nigeria and the Nigerian government is able to go by, it looks like the president is trying to take a much more diplomatic approach rather than the military guns blazing approach. Do you think the diplomatic approach will work?
There's no way the diplomatic approach will work. Because these people that are actually involved, do you think they are sense? Maybe they are a little bit more human being. And so what we need is force with force. We need to ask one fundamental question. We need to ask the chief of army staff and the best minister, are we not capable of dealing with these people? If we are not capable of dealing with these people, let's look for external assistance. People do and deal with these people. And then I think they will do this in some parts of Africa. I don't be doing in Sudan. Why? You cannot actually deal with these people. Let's ask external assistance so that they can assist them. There's something going on with these people. And by the people,
military and guns blazing is what's going to work better than the diplomatic side of it.
I'm telling you, but I think not to realize that this
what about the potential collateral damage that would occur as a result of the military guns blazing style?
are you talking about the foreign ministry?
Yes.
As the American is so very, very careful and very, very expert that they know what to do.
And they're really careful. I mean, countries that the US have gone in guns blazing, those countries never remain the same. I mean, if anything, they become even worse than they were before the US came to those countries. So US don't exactly have an history. Okay, we're just chilling in. This is Matters and Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. We're just going to be speaking with Professor Raymond Adiboka. What are we talking about? The federal government of Nigeria has formally classified kidnappers and the violent armed groups as a terrorist, a move that represents a significant escalation in the country's response to abductions, attacks on farmers, and violence targeting local communities. The designation was announced on Monday by the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, and the federal government's end-of-year press briefing held in Abuja. The decision marks a departure from the treatment of mass kidnappings and rural kidnappings and rural assaults as conventional crimes, placing such acts within the framework of counter-terrorism operations. He said henceforth any group or any armed group or individuals that kidnap some children, attacks on farmers, and terrorizes our communities is officially classified and will be dealt with as a terrorist. He said the policy will enhance intelligence sharing and improve operational coordination among the security agencies, enabling quicker and more decisive response. And it's time for us to get your reactions and the numbers to call 0700 903 903 903. Again, 0700 903 903 903 or 0803 692 9933. Again, 0803 692 9933. You can also call or text us via WhatsApp, and the WhatsApp line is 081 717 56338. Again, 081 717 56338. Hello. Welcome to Mountain Solutions, and where you're calling from. Yes. Okay, Mega, go ahead.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
What I want to say is, they have time for the terrorists also to begin to get back in this nation since kidnapping has become a business in this nation.
I mean, them paying tax will be the official legitimate business.
By sponsoring this policy, and they're using it to acquire a lot of weapons. Let us mind it. A time shall come, both themselves and their children, no weapon to hide in this nation. They are taking the Nabli politics, sponsoring all these people by negotiating with them, giving them a lot of money, and they're asking us to be paying tax. And after we are paying our tax in our struggling and our suffering, they will use our tax money to be giving bandits, and bandits are going to be getting rifles and different kinds of dangerous weapons to use to be killing us and reducing this nation to nothing. And yet, everybody, close mouth, and they are thinking they are doing politics. One day, their children or their relative must be partake of all these things that happen. Now, when you're talking about the list of the people they are being responsible, now, how do you expect the people? What of if their names are there? Are you expected to bring it out? Don't you think that some of them there, their names are there? Nobody can bring it out because I'm there. So let us go.
We are losing connection with you there. Thank you very much for talking to us. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Martins. Tell us where you're calling from, please.
Chief is calling from Aja.
Okay, Chief. So,
the professor has talked eminently according to his profession. The area and the angle I want to come in is the issue that people are wondering whether the DSS were not aware of some of the position or the antecedent of some of the appointed leaders before they were. But from my own, we should not restrict it only to by demonizing allegedly the DSS. Why don't you look at it like this? That maybe DSS has written reports condemning expressing and advising the government not to consider them due to these antecedents. And the other is because we are the used.
When you listen to them, it is about the lies of the government. Sometimes why I play this thing is to expose the lies, and the propaganda and blackmail of the government that started very long time ago. This is the same thing we endured even during the Civil War. We endured this nonsense during the Civil War. It wasn't an easy one, but we overcome it. I want us to watch this before we end up the program. Let's just listen to this one.
All this book and all that, when you read it, to service your mind. There was no book. There was no book. No. There was no book. No. In January, it was not anything. Can you explain? No. Just give us some explanation. It was not an book. Who were those behind? Just help us. You know that coup led to a war. I know. So help us. But there was already war before the war. May 2000. Even before as soon as by May of 1966, you already had war. Those ambition went here in the south. No, that was 64, 65. I'm talking of military war. There was already a war going on in the military. No, in Kano, everywhere, the Igbos are being slaughtered everywhere, every day, everywhere. So tell us, it was not an Igbo war. No. Where those behind it? Igbos, those who are Igbo, among those who planned that thing or executed it, were less than 15%. But when we look at the leaders, the leaders in terms of Ifeanyi was a major gentleman from Shagamu. Yeah. He could rightly be called the leader of the group, not another person. Insecurity just happened to be in Kaduna, and he was to execute his own assignment in the war, in the coup, and he was the spokesperson, just like Dogoyaro announced the coup that removed Shagari. Does it mean that it was Dogoyaro coup? So it was Ademoyega's coup? I didn't say so, but it was not. It was the coup that removed Shagari December 31, 1983 was not Dogoyaro's coup, but Dogoyaro announced the coup. And when Babangida was to come, it was also Dogoyaro who announced. Then yes. Gave it to Abacha to follow up. You said it was Dogoyaro's coup. So the same was there, just like all this, like the Okaku. Okaku, you said it was Okaku. But the planner, the man who owned that coup was was what's his name?
Man from Delta State.
Yeah. Ninyam.
Okay. Ninyam.
He was Ninyam. Ninyam was the brain behind, was the organizer, he was everything.
And he's still alive.
He's alive, of course. He comes to visit me regularly.
It was not Gideon Oka.
We saw the, I wrote about it. I said it, I thought the coup was going to happen in May. I wrote in my presidency, my report. I said it was going to happen in my paper was titled something when there is fire going to come out, we call it something flame. That was the title I gave to it. Because in October the previous year, 1989, I was in Port Harcourt, attended the Nigerian Institute of Relations Conference. I was the chairman of Nigerian Institute of Relations for your state. So, my friend, late that beautiful girl, the two of us saw the catchment being sheet being brought into Blackwood. And we traced that catchment, arms and something important, we traced it to Ikorodu. And then I wrote on it. And I said it could be moved by a serviceman, black light, and share something. That's what I wrote. And it happened. They brought it to April. I thought it was going to be May. So when I saw Yam, I said, well, God, I should get all these things. I said, it's part of my training. I trained in Israel, so I know what it is.
If the January coup was not an
Yes.
was it connected to Buffalo?
I will not have no hand in it.
Was it going to be beneficial?
Nigeria was not really beneficial.
Was our work going to benefit from it?
If the coup had succeeded, I think it would have been released from prison and probably would have been made the president of the Prime Minister.
Was that security part of it?
Certainly not.
Was Michael Okala part of it?
Certainly not.
Why did he not eliminate him?
They were told.
We were told about it.
Yeah, because this is where somebody says blood is thicker than water. Those who are to execute the eastern wing of the coup became really ignorant. And they couldn't see themselves killing Azikwe or killing Opari.
So there was a plan to eliminate
All of them.
all of them.
Yes. And like somebody rightly said, he said if Zengo had been a Fulani man, he wouldn't have been able to kill people.
So perhaps you should have sent Adeboyega to the east.
That's right.
What other secrets do you have in the book, in the belly of the military, about that coup?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember.
No.
The book you wrote.
I wrote it for 1999.
So since you wrote that book, you've not revised.
No.
You wrote mostly about the military.
It was military. That's what I said. They captured Nigeria. That's why I said Nigeria in the belly of the military.
Is Nigeria still in the belly of the military?
Well, in 94, before I left the country, I said it in order that the military would be in power in Nigeria for the next 20 years. That had extended now to 40 years.
The military is no longer in power.
Since.
Tinubu is in power.
Yeah.
Okay, Buhari was part of the military. But Tinubu has never been part of the military.
I know.
So Tinubu is now in power.
Yeah, but 94 to now, how many years? I said 20 years.
Jonathan was not part of the military.
I said for the next 20 years, the military will be in power in one form or the other. When Buhari became head of state, it wasn't military anymore. It wasn't military. When Obasanjo became head of president, it wasn't military, but it was really like a military. The military leaders released a book. Yes. This is the autobiography of Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. You know him well. Very well. You've always avoided critiquing him. Yes. Why? Two reasons. I mentioned it in number 7. If I have access to you, absolute access to you, why must I criticize you in public? So you have access to me. I do. And you work for me. Yes. I made you a permanent secretary. I work for him. No, I don't like the word work. I didn't work for him. I served in his government. You served. I didn't even serve in his government. Well, I served in his government as a permanent secretary. But I said at the time, so chairman. His government was just a shareholder in the company. So, rightly, yes, I served in his government, in his cabinet as a permanent secretary. But I didn't work for him. So you have chosen not to critique him. If there's something that needs to be said about him that I cannot call him now and tell him. In the belly of the military, I hope you wrote it about him. Oh yes, of course. But if you didn't write about him, I won't read that. I wrote about him. And I don't think he would like what I wrote about him. Have you read his autobiography? It has just come out. Yeah. I've read it. You still find time to read? I read a lot. I read so many issues. And how many books I'm writing now? And I write forward to so many books. I've written about 3 forwards to 3 books in the last 2 weeks. So you still enjoy reading, right? I write, of course. That's the only thing I know how to do. I don't play golf. I don't run. I don't play tennis. I don't do anything. I don't write and I read and listen to the news. And because news are so palatable now, you listen to news. I just write and read. News are so palatable now. I talk about Gaza, talk about this and that. We read about Natasha, read about all these things, read about the best women in I don't want to waste my time spending time on some childish display of power. Read about Wiki. Well, Wiki was just a week in office in 19. When did he first become governor? It was just a week in office when I wrote an article published in several newspapers, Wicked. It was just 1 week in office when I wrote it. Wicked. What will you write now? The structure of Nigeria brought about a weekend. That is brought about a lot of work. They are in charge. Yeah, seriously. They've captured Nigeria. Nigeria is in their pocket. Since the people are helpless. You use the word right to see. But you wait. So when you watch them talk, but you wait. You wait. You see something? Yeah. Yoruba say that the name the father will be to a child remains in his belly until he gets there. Do you see them talk? I said they've captured Nigeria. They're so arrogant. That irritates me because I don't like arrogant people. They're so arrogant, so self-absorbed. They're so arrogant. Just like those days when the PDP said it was going to rule Nigeria for 60 years. And after the 60th year, it was shown aside. So these people think they'll be in power forever. Let's wait. Toladeni is still waiting. I recommend this book to you, In the Belly of Fortunes, the collection of Chief Toladeni's writing. You will find this on Dara.
Thank you for the piece. I always try to bring up some issues like this one. I just showed we just have to refresh our memory on the accusations against us as Biafrans, the Igbo coup and all whatnot, and how they framed us up. Some of these things are not things we have to forget. Sometimes we bring them in our programs and we chip in history. Maybe definitely this time around we're going to go back to history and begin to play back all those videos that has to do with the history so that we can be able to understand where we are coming from and where we are going. I appreciate everyone that have been with me on this evening. Thank you so much for joining. See you again tomorrow morning by the grace of Chukwu. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, I go, they go so. Herdsmen, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Move it down. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat your love. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It's very close at the film. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it down. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.